Welcome to my channel, my page, or wherever you're seeing me from. I am wanting to start a series called Classified Reality. I'm pretty excited about this. The thing is, I consume all of this stuff and I'm blown away and I'm excited and eager to talk about it, but I have like no outlet. I have nobody that I can call, send links to, talk to about it, and we just kind of just like, oh my gosh, what is this? So what I wanted to do is share some of the things that I've learned, but also share my thoughts on them. There's some pretty compelling things that are happening and no one is talking about it. Not the media. You don't really see it trending on, social media apps. Like I said, I'm pretty excited about this. I finally get, I'm creating a way to have an outlet or to share this stuff with you guys. But let me tell you, this stuff is compelling, it's exciting, it is interesting, and it's gonna blow your mind. And this is why I need an outlet for it, because I need to talk about it. I need to start something on it. I just need to let this off my chest. So, all right, so how did I get into this? The New York Times released an actual fighter jet video of them tracking an object moving, and the guy keeps trying to hone in on it. Then he finally gets it and he's like, ho, got it. Another video of some fighter pilots and their new radar system. They saw an object and the object was going against the wind. The wind was 120 knots. 120 knots is 138 miles per hour winds. And it was going against the wind. Started rotating and they're just like, what is this thing? And the guy goes, it's a whole fleet of them. So these videos were released and they piqued my interest just because I'm like, aliens are real, just like everyone else is. That was what piqued my interest in the subject. And so moving on, you have this guy who's, I guess he's a whistleblower to some degree, Luis Elizondo. And he starts having these interviews on like YouTube. And so if you click on any UAP stuff, Luis Elizondo's YouTube interviews might come up. And so I started watching them because, of course, I like UFOs and all this stuff. And so he was describing these UAP objects. Instead of using UFO, the government is now using UAP, which stands for Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. He starts describing these UAPs into the 5 observables. And when he said that initially, I was like, holy crap, because these things defy the laws of physics. When something defies the laws of physics, it's like, how is this even possible? How is it possible? But these are the 5 observables, right? Instantaneous acceleration, hypersonic velocity, low observability, trans-medium travel, so from air into water into space without losing any. It's like slicing through butter with a hot knife. It just, nothing stops it from going in. It doesn't move slower when it's been observed moving through the water. And anti-gravity. All right, so they have no sort of signs of propulsion. There's no cockpit. There's no heat signatures that's coming from it, in the sense that it would use, rockets like we do to accelerate. So these things have these 5 observables, and that is what's called a UAP. So the guy, Luis Elizondo, worked for an agency in the government called ATIP, Aerospace Threat Identification Program. And he worked there for several years to evaluate these things, and he still maintains his security clearance because everything that's been declassified he can speak on. He just says what is declassified. I can talk to you about that. I cannot say anything beyond that, but we can kind of gather that there's more stuff. And people will ask him, does the government have these crafts and stuff like that? And he'll say, I believe that they do. And and that's as far as he's gone. And then the last little thing is the Nimitz encounter. The Nimitz is a ship, but on the ship they have new advanced radar. The new radar is on the ship. The new radar is also on the planes. The radar on the ship was seeing these objects ascend and descend 80,000 feet in less than a second. With that being the case, they were like, okay, let's send some fighter pilots out to investigate. So the guys get in their jets, they go out, and this is the Tic Tac incident. This is the Nimitz Tic Tac, and this happened in 2004. So the plane gets to where they can see the Tic Tac. It's about, looks like it looks like a white Tic Tac, but it's about the size of their fighter jet, or the size of a school bus, if you will. So anyways, they get to it and they start to circle it. Well, when they get to it, they see that it's hovering over the water and just kind of just doing something over the water. And then they start to sort of encircle it. And then the pilot, David Fravor, says that it looks up and sees him, and it starts mirroring his motions with his airplane. And it was not just him who saw it, it was the other fighter. There were two jets, and with the two jets, there were two people in each plane. So it starts mirroring what he's doing, and then it takes off. It's gone, out of sight, just gone. And it shows up on the ship's radar 63 miles away in less than 5 seconds. The part that they say is scary is that it shows up at their rendezvous spot where the jets will rendezvous. After they're flying, they get to a rendezvous location, and then they start to get back, and land on the ship. But it seemed like it knew their next move, and that's the part that's scary. It is aware because it started mirroring the jet, but also it knows your next move. And so those things have been made public. And then to cap that off, 60 Minutes back in August 2021 had a UAP special where they interviewed Ryan Graves, a fighter pilot. They interviewed David Fravor, the other fighter pilot from the Nimitz. And they talked to some other people to basically discuss on national TV UAPs. And from there, I'm like, okay, so, I'm all like, oh my goodness, this is pretty interesting. And it is. And so these are the facts. My thoughts are that we do have, one of the things in a 60-minute video is that Ryan Graves said that we see these things every day. And the guy interviewed him said, every day? He said, yeah, every day for at least 2 years. So they see them every day. The other thing about this is that they show up in military-based locations and stuff like that. And there's more to where they're showing up that I can get into. But for now, this is sort of the baseline in terms of what piqued my interest in this subject, in terms of UAPs and UFOs and stuff like that. And look, I got more videos to make, and I plan on making more videos, but this is sort of how I got into it. And also, the reason for my title of my videos, Classified Reality, is because the transparency of this subject is classified, but it is also our reality. And basically, the reason for transparency is because this is reality. Let us know what our reality is. But for now, this is classified reality.